God's way. When we walk in desperation, we just start doing crazy things. When you're desperate, you'll settle for anything. When you're desperate, you'll try anything. When you're desperate, you'll take anything. When you're desperate, you'll allow anything. When you're desperate, you'll start excusing anything. When you're desperate, you'll start ignoring things. When you're desperate, you'll start believing things that don't even make sense. When you're desperate, you lose all sense of reality. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. And you're trying to obtain what you think you want. Sarah thought this is what she wanted, but when it happened, she was like, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. I'm not even worrying. You took care of it before. The same God back then is the same God now. I serve the God of all gods, the King of all kings, the one who parted the Red Sea, the one who delivered the Hebrews from Egypt, the one who came in flesh and he dwelt among us and then died for my sins, was buried and rose again. That's the God that I serve. Now, these little problems that I'm looking at, they're nothing for him. He created the entire world out of nothing. He said, let there be, and it was. That's the God that I serve. I can wait on that God. The one that can create out of nothing, I can wait on that God. The one that can save my sins, I can wait on that God. The one that can heal the broken, I can wait on that God. The one that can resurrect the dead, I can wait on that God. They have nothing compared to what God has for us. You have to understand, when he gives us a promise, he gives us this little glimpse, and we see it, and it's amazing. But God is seeing the entire picture, which is why he's saying, wait, you're not ready for that yet? No, hold on. But we're trying to do too much, because we think we know everything. We have to realize that temptation is sometimes subtle. It'll come from people we care about. It'll come from people we know. This was his wife that gave him this idea. It was somebody he knew. But we have to stay in tune with God. Never in this text, in verse 1 through 6, do I ever hear anybody say, and Abram sought God, and Sarai prayed. Nobody ever consulted God with this plan. It was God's promise. Why wasn't he getting discouraged when people say, just wait on the Lord? Just wait on the Lord. If you remember the last time you've been to a good restaurant, and you sit down, and your waiter comes. Another word for a waiter is a server, right? And so you're at this great restaurant, and your server comes. A good server just doesn't sit around waiting for something to happen. They are proactive in their actions. They come to your table, they ask you, what do you need? They are patient and attentive. When you need something, they quickly respond to your request. They do not delay. They are always moving with urgency to fulfill your requests. That's the waiting I'm talking about. That's the waiting I'm talking about. The serving. The quickly responding to the requests of God. To being right there. The quickly responding to the requests of God. To being right there waiting. As soon as he says something, I'm moving with urgency. Quickly to obey what he is saying. I'm waiting with expectancy. I am hoping and expecting something to happen. I am trusting him. You're a good server, they're expecting you. If they're a good server, they're just leaning back, waiting. Okay, she's gonna need me in a minute. She's gonna need me in a minute. Oh, you need some more water? You need a refill? Everything okay? I'm waiting with expectancy to see what God needs from me. So while I'm waiting, I'm spending my time in my word, studying and seeking his face.